Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Elena and this is Come Hang with E, and we're going to talk about the color of magenta. And the reason why I'm going to talk about this is because I try to make these videos like I feel like I'm ready and prepared or whatever. And Spirit will say, well, no, you got to put on this outfit. You got to put on this color, or you got to change, your wardrobe, because clearly someone who is meant to watch this video needs to know a little bit more about the healing colors of magenta and what it represents. Or maybe you've been seeing magenta all the time. Maybe there's a message here. Maybe it's something that Spirit will guide you to, because maybe there's something I need to say to kind of assist you on your journey. I have no idea, but they wouldn't let me finish or make a video until I put this on and put my hair up and have the magenta red type of lipstick, which is kind of funny because magenta is actually kind of red and purple. So it's kind of like a purpley color for my hair, red on my lips, and then this would be the color of it mixed together. And what's interesting was that I didn't actually intend to get my hair color this color. I wanted it to be a more pink color, but my hairdresser saw some purple tones in my hair and decided to put that color in. And what's interesting is if you look close, I know you can't really see it in this camera, I don't think, but you can see red streaks in it. You can see a mixture in gradients within the magenta realm, which is kind of interesting. So before I even began, I started looking up what the color represents. So the first thing that popped up was this website called astroyogi.com, and it talks about the color magenta. So I'm going to read you the first couple things. It says, the magenta color stands for universal harmony and is known as the color of balance, as it creates a balance between your spiritual and practical thoughts on life. It makes you more aware of your real self and influences your overall personality. Magenta color is formed by combining the colors red and violet, and due to this reason, it represents the passionate nature of red along with the passive restraints of the violet, thus maintaining the balance of its energies. The color motivates you to move ahead in life by bringing change into your lifestyle and transforming your attitude towards life. It encourages you to accept the novelty and let go of the past, to grow and develop on a personal as well as spiritual level. As I'm moving forward. And it kind of makes sense when I read that, because if I were to even look at the chakra systems, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, purple is about the crown chakra, the opening to other realms, spiritual dimensions. And then you have the red, which is your root chakra, which is very grounding. It's the practicality, it's getting stuff done. And so it's bringing that into harmony, which makes complete sense, because if you have an imbalance of one where you're just always in your head all the time of all the dreams that you want to do, you're only going to have that in your dream state. You're not actually physicalizing it in your reality. And that is why we came here to experience that manifestation in that way, to take what we dream of, the inspiration that we see around us and our energies, and ground that so that we can physically manifest it and see a tangible product or creation because of what we think about, right? Or what we want to create. So I watch Dara Anka, who channels an entity named Bashar, and he talks about that. He talks about how it's really important to ground your energies and to physicalize it, because we're here to create things. That's how you complete the circuit. And when he said that, it makes complete sense to me, because even when I meditate, if I don't ground myself to Mother Earth, if I don't put my feet on the grass, or really just kind of maybe have a foot soak with salt water, which is very grounding, I feel like I'm not fully anchoring that extra download or the visuals that I've had during that meditation. So I think it's really important to kind of know that we came here to have a physical experience, and to just kind of have thoughts in your head of what you want to do, but not actually doing that. They're nothing but dreams that are not tangible. So it really is about integrating that and moving forward in that direction. So there's a message in that, and it's really interesting because what I wanted to do originally before I dive deeply into the color magenta was I wanted to talk to you about this book called The Best Advice I Ever Gave by Barbara Sher. And here it says 94 essential tips for making your dreams come true. Now, this book, funny, the color seems to kind of match what's going on here. Yeah, and there's some pink here too. You see that? That's pink. Spirit. Now, for those who have not heard about Barbara Sher, she is an inspirational public speaker who held a lot of workshops, and she wrote a lot of great selling books and about practical advice to achieve the things that you want in life, and understanding that even though, you know, you have bills and stuff to pay off, you have family to take care of, it's being able to understand your reality, but also to never let go of your dreams, to always pursue them, to know that there's an importance to why you even have those dreams to begin with, and that your unique expression is perfect as it is, and you should nourish that. Unfortunately, though, when I came across her teachings, she had already passed on. And but her teachings are still available, like online on YouTube. You can see some of her workshops. I think she did a TED Talk as well, and of course you can find her books online. And I wanted to kind of randomly flip through one of these tips to see if there's like a specific message that you, my viewers, want to see. I'll ask Spirit if there's a message here. We'll just pick them. Oh, tip number 44. Okay. It starts off by saying, be prepared to upset somebody. At a recent TV appearance, a young man working with the producer stepped forward and told me, "You'll like my story. I was in med school and I hated it. So I dropped out, picked up a band, and started cutting records and traveling around the country. We're actually supporting ourselves and doing rather well, and I'm very happy." I was delighted, but couldn't resist asking, "How's your dad feeling?" He laughed. "My parents went ballistic, and at first I was surprised. I thought my life was supposed to be about me being happy, not fulfilling their expectations. But I stuck to my guns and kept reminding them how unhappy I was in med school. They came around in time and were great about it, but they admit they're still amazed that I'm doing so well. I realized that they were just afraid I was going to be broke and miserable. Now I think they're going to use all that med school money on themselves. How's that for a win-win?" He smiled. So that passage is indicating to me that there are some people maybe who are struggling to move towards what it is that brings them true joy because they feel a huge amount of responsibility or burden or fear of judgment by those around them. Let's take a moment to look at that though. Like, if somebody is constantly wanting you to live your life a certain way to appease them, they haven't done any of the work on themselves to build a foundation of what makes them happy. So it's almost like they have always like focused their attention on you since the day that you were born and made it about you to make them happy and feeling comfortable and stable. They put a lot of projections on you in terms of requiring you to provide the stability to which maybe they felt they couldn't have, or maybe they were overwhelmed. Whatever the case was, they are making you the focus of their life when really they should be focusing on their own and allowing you to focus on your own. And a lot of times people in those situations, I feel, have a very difficult time because clearly boundaries have been crossed and maybe there's been an enmeshment of some sort where you feel like every decision that you want to make, you have to almost ask them to see if it's okay, or you have to always think about their opinion on it without really knowing that their opinion doesn't matter. I hate to say that. Maybe you think it matters, and that's why you're having that conflict. However, that conflict is really about a conflict between the misalignment between what your thoughts are and what your heart wants, right? It's like your heart is moving you towards the things that you want to do and that things that make you happy, but your mind, which is where your fear is constantly thinking about, what would they think? What should I do? I have to make sure that they're okay too. It's a fear thing. So the conflict that a lot of people experience is because there's that disconnect between the mind and the heart, and at the end of the day, the heart will always win because the heart moves towards what love is while the mind focuses on fear. When it says be prepared to upset somebody, I feel as well somebody grew up in an environment where when they express their wants and desires, the caregiver basically got upset and they made it about themselves. So instead of saying, I'm sorry that you're upset, and being there to hold space for you, but also to allow you to kind of move through your emotions and to let you do what you need to do, they made it about themselves and probably guilt tripped you and said, well, I did all this for you, so shouldn't you be grateful and shouldn't you just not complain, etc., etc. So you kind of grow up in an environment where you have a lot of burdens and responsibilities on your back that are not even yours to begin with. You end up living your life for someone else because on a deep core of it, you're people pleasing. And this is a deep wound, I feel. Mind you, I'm not a psychologist. This is like what I'm sensing. It's like, this is just my perspective and observation. As children often do, I feel like when they have a need and they are dismissed or invalidated or neglected, and your caregiver, your means to survival, is mad at you, whether you realize it or not, it's like the kid chooses either they need to survive or they lose a part of themselves. And they will always choose to lose a part of themselves because they need to survive. Kids and babies need other people to survive and grow. And I feel as if that could be a program that people have adopted, and realizing that, well, I needed to survive, and how we see our parents is our survival. And that can kind of lead into adulthood where we kind of see our network and also our family as a means of survival. So when you choose yourself, you're risking all those connections and what has been your means to survive since childhood. And that's a big risk to take. And I'm not saying like all families are gonna just reject you when you start choosing yourself. Obviously, this chapter shows that the parents changed their mind and allowed this to happen, and we're happy about it. However, there's a chance that there are some families out there that when you choose yourself, they're going to disown you or like go no contact or not talk to you. And you have to be prepared for that. At the end of the day, this is your life to live, and how they react is really none of your business. If you're so clear on the direction of your life and you know that it feels right, you will always choose yourself and move forward, knowing full well that you have this life to live the way that you're meant to live it, with the unique perspective that you have. And how other people perceive you, how other people project, and all of those things is none of your business. It will be difficult if they do that. However, the cost of you not living your fullest expression is so much higher than having somebody just go no contact with you or like neglect you or like worse, slander, like talk crap behind your back. Like the cost is too high for you to not live your purpose. People can talk smack all they want, but to live your entire life in a way where you're only fulfilling someone else's desires and dreams That is not a life to live. It's funny because I personally think there's a lot of people out there who are not afraid to go forward with their dreams. I think a lot of times people are not so much afraid of making that active choice and decision to focus on themselves and to live their best life. They're actually more afraid of losing all the people who they have built their current life around. And they know that if they do the new stuff, if they venture forward, there's a chance that they're gonna have to leave some folks behind. So, that's a lot. Just take a breath with me. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Trust me, the right people will come around and the wrong people will stay away when you start to choose yourself. So with that being said, I hope this video helps you. Again, I'll put the links on Barbara Sher's videos and also her workshops and books below in the comment section. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.